Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Hawksnest here, back with another Call of Duty mobile video. Now, in today's video, we'll actually be doing something a little bit different. This is kind of a new series that I wanted to start. Basically, what we'll be doing today is analyzing a gameplay. Now, for the first episode of this series, which I hope to continue into the future, we will be looking at one of the best players in Call of Duty Mobile, and that is iFerg. Now, about 1 or 2 days ago, Ferg actually dropped a ranked nuke, and I thought it'd be kind of good to just look at it and see what he does right about it, and just kind of help you guys, like, improve your game. The goal of this video is for you guys to walk away from it kind of feeling like you learned something and you can apply that directly into your own gameplay. And I think in future episodes, we won't only look at like the good stuff, but we can also look at the bad stuff. Now, for this, I actually do want to look at a lot of people's gameplays. I don't just want to look at like Ferg's gameplays. I don't want to just look at my gameplays, which I do plan on looking at my own in the future. But I also want to look at maybe some other YouTubers as well as like you guys even. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a channel inside of my Discord server where you guys can actually submit videos for me to review. And if you guys are wondering what Discord is basically a platform where you can communicate with other people that play the same game as you. And that means you can actually get in a voice call with people if you want to play together and communicate. And obviously, if you're trying to rank, communication is really important. So Discord kind of helps you do that. And you can communicate with people over a chat system inside of my server. So if you guys do want to join my server, I do all kinds of giveaways in it. I announce stuff. I give you guys information on videos and stuff like that. A ton of people are always talking about Call of Duty Mobile. There's stuff about like Mythbusters. There's now a server for you guys to submit videos. So I just highly recommend that you guys do join my Discord server, which once again will be linked down below. And a matter of fact, Discord is actually sponsoring this video as well. So thank you to Discord. And once again, if you guys want to join, link will be down below. So for future episodes, make sure you guys upload your gameplays that you want me to analyze, and then you just drop that link into that channel inside the server, and I will pick some of them to maybe make analysis videos on in the future. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into Ferg's video and analyze exactly what's happening. So before we actually start playing the video, I do want to let you guys know some things that I'm going to be looking at while we watch this gameplay, and I will be talking about a little bit more in depth. And that includes movement, positioning, aiming, decision making, team play, and adapting. So all of those things will be mentioned inside of this video so you guys can better understand all of the things that go into creating a good player and how you guys can improve those things yourself. So anyway, Ferg's video is behind me. Let's go ahead and start watching it, and then we'll just, start talking about it basically. All right, so right off the bat, one thing I do want to point out is 2 different things: Ferg's movement or positioning and Ferg's team play. So this is Domination Summit ranked, and as you can tell, Ferg actually cut the video a little bit into it, like the game had already started. And if you look right here, his team is capping A and the enemy team is capping C. So what he is doing is he is pushing up to try to get the teams off C. So for Summit and Scrapyard, those are 2 maps where you can actually pretty easily do this. If you have 1 to 2 to 3 people capping your flag, you can actually go push the enemy flag. So this is something that you have to be very confident in your gun skill to do, and you have to have the right weapon. So if you're using an MSMC or a Type 25 or even maybe an S36, although the S36 you run really slow with it, so you want to make sure you're holding something out that makes you run faster, which by the way, pretty sure Ferg did. If you look, he should be running with yeah, you see he's running it with his nade out, and that's because he runs a little bit faster. So he went on something that makes him run a little bit faster, try to get there as soon as possible, and as you can tell, a nade popped out and he was able to dodge it. But then right here, this is important. First thing he did is he checked this corner to make sure that there was nobody there, so that when he starts spraying at C, nobody kills him. So this is something very important when you're actually positioning, is you always want to be checking as many corners and different places that people could be as much as you can. The more that you play and the more you do a strategy, the more you'll learn where people will be. So Ferg has done this plenty of times, and he's learned that people will come through that door a lot. So first thing he did was check that to make sure he's clear, and then I imagine right after this, he'll instantly switch back over to C. So he checked, nobody's there, and he's gonna switch back to C. So now he just basically pushes up, he sees people are there, he aims before he actually gets there, so that as he's jumping, which by the way, that's something important, is his movement. He's jumping so that he can get a good angle, he can ADS and all that. Jumping is something that's very important in COD Mobile because it makes you harder to hit, so whenever you're taking gunfights and stuff, you always want to be jumping as much as you can. But obviously there is a jump fatigue, so you don't want to spam jump all the time. You want to be very precise with your jumping, which kind of takes practice, but it's very important when you're moving. So anyway, let's go ahead and play it. As you can tell, Ferg gets 2 kills right there.
I was too weak to challenge all 3.
Yeah, but he did get kind of lit, so he wasn't able to take the third person, as he was saying. So the enemy team did cap C, unfortunately. Also, I've noticed I paused a lot, so we're only going to be pausing every time I see something really important to mention because we don't want this video to be super, super long. But I do want to go over some key things that I see.
Which is a shame. I would have loved to.
Right there, he just takes a gunfight, pretty typical. You did see he slid. One important thing again is your movement is sliding and jumping. I recommend sliding whenever you're by a door or something, and this will be, it'll make it so you're really low and you're hard to hit and you can easily like turn on people. And I'd recommend jumping in fights. So he slid through the wall and then he took the fight. As you can see, like just kind of peeking where people are, always checking. One thing that you'll notice good players do is, unless they're camping in a place where they feel really safe, what they'll do is they'll check one spot, move, check the other, and constantly be checking side to side. Because if you hold it, like if he just sat where he just was and was just looking, here, I'll show you guys. If he just sat right here the entire time, someone could come on his right. So Ferg's strategy is to look side to side to side to be making sure that basically nobody is coming on his side. So he's just keeping constant vision of his surroundings.
Off 'cause I'm tired.
And obviously Ferg was playing this game at a pretty late time, so he's going to be a little bit tired. But so this isn't like peak Ferg gameplay, but he did drop a nuke. Obviously, it's still going to be amazing gameplay. So yeah, let's get into it more. He did pick up the Type 25 there so that he has a little bit more range for longer engagements, which makes sense. You want to be dropping your RPG to get a long-range gun if you rock a SMG, especially the MSMC.
We've taken the lead.
The guy... You see how he's jumping? Movement. That's the biggest thing. When you're in gunfights, you want to be jumping and you want to make yourself harder to hit. So moving side to side, jumping. I don't recommend sliding in fights very much, but yeah, jumping and side to side movement is huge. Causing his UAV. And as you can tell, he went into the corner just to kind of establish where he is, and then he started his reload. One thing I would have done a little bit better if I was him is finish the reload. But I likely imagine he was moving up because he saw B was getting capped. So I think he went in the corner. Yeah, okay, so that's what happened. He wanted to reload in the corner, which is what you want to do. If you're a good player, basically all good players only reload when they have cover around them. They don't reload in the open. So he got in that corner, and then he realized someone was capping B, and he moved up. That's what he did. So he tries to push to defend. Takes a good corner. They already capped it, unfortunately. But he does get an easy double off of it. You can see he's checking all the corners, being careful with his positioning. You can see he called in the UAV in the corner. It's very important to do stuff that makes you, whenever you can't shoot, you want to be put in a position where someone won't fight you. So right there, reloading and calling in a UAV. He was in the corner. Takes that gunfight, wins it.
UAV as soon as I called in a corner.
I'm pausing a lot, I know. I'll try not to as much, but jumping. He slides. His movement, as you can tell, he's just sliding all over the place, jumping. It's so important to do that. Like, that's the biggest separation between a good and bad player, is someone that moves a lot versus someone that doesn't move at all.
I thought the other guy was there. Okay.
It's harder to hit shots when you're moving a lot, but the better your aim gets, the more you can move and the harder you are to hit.
I should probably reload my guns.
Yeah, this is another important thing, too, when you have a free second, reloading your guns. Because there's a lot of times where you'll die because you have 5 bullets. So just reloading when you can.
There's a guy behind us.
Okay, good play.
I'm sorry, teammate. Let me reload real quick.
So I do want to mention that they currently, the other team has 2 flags. So Ferg's role that he's playing, so this is important. When you're playing domination, in a perfect world, each player would kind of have a role. So typically you'd have people that are going to slay out and just kill the other team. You have people that are playing objective. I don't know if an anchor is popular in domination. I'm actually kind of blanking. An anchor is typically someone that kind of just watches your own flag, basically. It's kind of hard to explain. I know how it works in hardpoint. Domination is a little different. And then you can have a flex player, which could hop on the objective, slay people out. He can just do whatever. So Ferg is predominantly kind of just playing a slayer role, but he is playing a little bit more conservative because he is going for streaks and trying to get this nuke. So anyway, let's keep watching. Ferg is a very safe player. He doesn't like going and being stupid and aggressive and just looking to kill people. He typically wants to be a little, not flashier, but smarter. And get the nukes and stuff, you know what I mean? Saw the guy. So this is important right here. What he did is he didn't actually challenge that fight because he knew he was in a bad position. So what he wants to do here is reposition to somewhere else, try to get cover. And he also, like he just said, he heard other people. So he knew that that was an opportunity, or not an opportunity, a situation where he wouldn't be able to win the gunfight. So he relocates and makes sure that he doesn't die. That is one important thing. Know when you back out of fights. If you feel like you're at a big disadvantage, there's no reason to take the fight and die, right? So moving to somewhere else to regen and then come back in the fight when you're ready is very smart.
Hell no.
Exactly. Hell no. See?
Seeing y'all next week.
Yep. Exactly. See? And then he has... Okay, he wasn't able to get the kill because of the nade right there. But like I was saying, he now has a better position.
We're capturing.
That guy's one shot.
Lit. He lagged a little bit there.
There's a guy up top.
See, I was just okay. This is another thing. Another thing that's important when you're a good player, or when you're trying to be a good player, I guess, is going to places that are head glitches. If you don't know what a head glitch is where you're only showing like this part of your body, and the other person is showing their entire body. So you have the advantage because the other player is trying to shoot you, and this is all they're able to hit, but you're able to hit their entire body. That's what a head glitch is. So as you can tell, this box is protecting his entire body and he has a nice angle. This is a head glitch. Good players always look for the best head glitches, and Ferg has played Summit a lot. He knows this spot, so he decided to take the head glitch, and he thought someone was going to come up here, so it's a good head glitch to go to. Whether or not someone comes, I don't know. See, nobody came, so he decides to reposition. You can also hear the intense music. So currently the score is they're down a little bit, but they do have 2 flags.
UAV online.
Okay.
So that right there, he didn't really ADS, and I think this is kind of because he was tired, so a little bit of delay on him aiming in. But yeah.
Dad, there's 3 guys there, 4 guys.
Yeah, see how he's backing up. He knew there was people. He didn't just try to take a fight. Repositioned. He's on the head glitch. He's doing everything I've been talking about.
He's above me.
Notice how he's not ADSing right now because he doesn't really know where people could be, so he's ready to switch. Because when you're ADS, your sensitivity is lower, so it's hard to like switch to one way. So he's not ADS right now, so he can sit there, be comfortable. If he hears someone, he can ADS to where they are. See that? He's not ADS. He's scared. He's scared. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's kind of pinned. He doesn't know where he has to go, so he's kind of just sitting in the middle, ready to go wherever. He decides to get out of that situation because he's not comfortable. These guys on B. He doesn't take that because he knows he doesn't have good cover, so he's going to reposition to the better angle. So this one is a little bit of a tougher decision because they're on B capping, and so he has to kind of act quick, but the decision he makes is to be a little bit safer. He has the death machine, which I'm sure he knows. But yeah, so this angle is just a little bit better, and that's why he's going to be taking it.
All over that.
So he killed the person. They got B. No point in challenging at that point. They already capped it. He leaves.
Gotta run away.
Yep, gotta run away. Exactly.
I'm running out of ammo.
This is why he picked up the Type 25. This is big. That's what I was saying. So this right here, he was going to push up, and that's where I got a little freaked out. Like, oh, don't really push up. But obviously, he was smart. He knew what he was doing. He took a position where he's not super exposed. Kind of has this thing right here as cover, which, by the way, I didn't show you guys, but I can, like, draw. So he has that as cover. So yeah, that as cover. And then if people are here, he has an angle. And if he has to back away, he can just move that way.
They're dying there again.
There, that's just simple. He went in a position, saw a guy, killed him. You can see Ferg's positioning is really what's going to get him the nuke.
I'm just patrolling this area.
Yep, see, he's just patrolling the area. Really, like, I don't know, that's the biggest thing is just understanding the area that you're in and understanding where people will be and position so that you have the advantageous spot in a gunfight. It's so important.
I know I have the death machine, by the way. You don't need to remind me.
Oh, sorry. He wants to get the nuke. That's why he's not using it, by the way.
There's a guy above me again.
He's confident in his gunfights. Thinks he's pretty close to a nuke at this point. Oh. It's a close fight, but you notice how he jumped? That's a big thing. He slid, which I don't think he slid because he saw the guy, but luckily he slid, so the guy couldn't really ADS on him because he just, you know, slid right next to him. Then he jumped in the gunfight. Then it looks like he picks up that guy's AK-117 for ammo.
Gotta stay alive by the end of this game.
Round's over.
Fine, sorry.
Yeah, just gotta kill, pick up a gun. That's the usual. It's just a shame most of my kills were far away.
Yeah, I just pick up other guns.
Alright, he has a full MSMC. This video is 16 minutes. It's not too bad. It's probably short, actually, because I cut stuff out.
Enemy taking A.
Typing, so now they, the other side.
Enemy UAV spotted.
Getting a nade to prevent a push. Doesn't get the kill, though.
Shot that down.
Captured C.
All right, here. So look at sliding around a corner. Super important. And you see how he's pre-aiming? Pre-aiming is essentially where you put your crosshair where you think people will be. That's what he's doing. It's ingrained in his muscle memory. He has his crosshair. Like right now, it's kind of a weird freeze frame, but if you look like right there, see, pre-aimed. He's ready to take a fight if there was a guy in a split second. Super important. Same thing. He's looking around. He's sliding around corners. Watch, he's probably gonna sliding around a corner every single time. Like, trust me, this is important. It's things that you don't know you're doing until all of a sudden you're doing it every single time. Jumped around that corner.
I don't see anyone.
Jumped around that corner. See what I mean?
What the hell?
Jump. So movement, positioning, aiming, decision making, team play, adapting. Okay, so we're basically talking about everything I wanted to talk about so far.
Captured Alpha.
How did that even happen?
Currently they have
That
2.
was
They're about to
mean.
triple cap, but the other team is capping C.
That was weird.
So they're triple capped, and now they're not triple capped. He knows there was a person there. He's gonna be careful because yep. See, he knew the person was on C. This is the thing. If you know where someone is, ingrain that information in your head and try to think about what the other team is doing. So right there, let me show you again. Right here, he knew. And watch how his movement is a little different because he knows someone just capped C. So right here, he sees nobody's there, but somebody just was there because they were capping. So when he comes around this corner, he's like, okay, he's probably gonna be over here. Look what he does. He doesn't like slide into a dumb fight or anything. He stops, gets in a good position, and pre-aims the corner, and look, right there. And then just sprays him down. Easy kill. Matter of just hitting your shots.
Almost as if they didn't even want the flag in the first place, you know what I mean?
See how he's doing that thing I was saying back like before? Back and forth, back and forth. He sees there's a guy. Now he's likely going to do the same thing. He's just going to pre-aim right there. Sees the guy. Lasers.
Hostile predator missile.
He's not.
Like reloads under cover.
Oh, man.
Heard shots, and so I think he's looking for where the guy is.
Nobody? Okay.
Heads up, team.
Oh, they're definitely
UAV
right there.
spotted.
Wants to take out the UAV.
Please hit.
He misses, yeah.
I missed. Somebody.
I do want to mention he shot that so quick because he kind of panicked in a way. Because if you watch, he's kind of in the open. So he in his mind he's like, all right, I gotta take out this UAV, right? Here, let's watch it again.
Heads up.
Right here, he's like, right. Okay, so it says heads up, team, enemy UAV.
Oh, they're definitely.
Pulls out his RPG, and then right here he kind of panics. He's like, I shouldn't be doing this in the open, so he kind of just chucks it out. So it's smart. He didn't want to be stuck in a bad position, so he just really quickly shoots it. Didn't have time to aim, and then he tries to get to cover. As you can see, he goes in the corner. And he's just
I missed.
checking where they are.
Somebody else shoot that dime, please.
And the team play, hopefully someone takes it down, which I think they do.
This guy literally above me. There's two
You
guys
saw
on
that guy
this
over
side.
there? Yep, you notice how he's calling out where people are? Because mentally, you want to be always kind of lapping or like thinking about where the enemy team is. Where are they spawning? Which right now, they haven't really gotten them in spawn traps, so the spawns are basically the same for the most part. They're going to be spawning in the same areas. But yeah, in his mind, he's kind of keeping track of where the people are, so he knows where he shouldn't be or where he should be looking and all that. You know what I mean? The more you play, the more you learn that kind of stuff. Especially as you learn the maps. You know where people might rotate. You know where they could be.
Inform shield.
See how he slid around that corner, took a gunfight?
Awaiting orders. Losing
Already has the VTOL.
Be advised. Hostile predator
See how he's always just sliding around corners?
enemy UAV spotted.
Did somebody shoot down that UAV?
Charlie.
Sliding around corners. At this point, he knows he's close, so he really doesn't want to go pushing. That's another thing is a lot of people will like kind of feel like they're close to a nuke and panic and kind of just go for the last kill. They're like, one more kill. Unless you're like, I mean, if there's a time limit, then do that. But like, if you're going for a nuke and ranked or something, just play slow, take the good positioning, always be aware of your surrounding. Dying is the worst thing that could happen. So as you can tell, he's just kind of patrolling the same area. He knows there's a guy on C. Look at slides, pre-aims. Like he started aiming before he even saw the guy. That's the thing. That's what pre-aiming is. It's super important. I actually made a video all about this aiming stuff. If you guys want to watch it, the thumbnail is on the screen, and then it'll be linked down below. But yeah. Ooh, the shield. That's just unfortunate.
Damn it, dude.
There's nothing he can do about that.
Lost Alpha.
So at this point, they're down a little bit, and the other team has 2 caps, by the way.
Thanks.
Heads up, team. Enemy UAV
Pre-aim.
spotted.
Yep, see, he aimed before the guy was even there. Because they're spawning over there. Oh. See, that was probably the riskiest play. He kind of ran across. So if I were him, he kind of got a little lucky the guy didn't laser him, I'd say. Let me just look. So right here, I personally would have been looking to my right. Like he did. Oh, I mean, I guess actually he did. He checked it. So you always want to be checking where people could be. So that was smart, actually. He kind of just got lucky and unlucky at the same time. He got unlucky that the guy started shooting before he already, or after he already looked, but he got lucky the guy didn't hit any shots. Takes a gunfight, wins a gunfight, hopping all over the place, hard to hit. Makes sense. Reloads, make sure he's in here. Throws down a trophy to be safe while he regens.
Heads up. Enemy
He's aiming. Oh, dude, that was just bad timing. He started moving and unaimed right when the guy ran across, but more than likely he's just gonna ADS and laser this guy. Oh, okay, so actually, let's look at what he did there. I want to see what he's doing. So right here, what he's doing is he can't get hit on his left because he's crouching, so he's looking at the only location that he could be killed. That's another important thing, is if you know you have cover on one side or whatever, what you want to be doing is taking cover from places and looking where people could see you. So nobody's going to get behind him because there's a big wall. Nobody on his right, big wall. Nobody on his left because he's got a box. The only place he can get hit is directly ahead of him, so that's where he's focused.
UAV spotted.
Oh, okay, so yeah, he just already hit the slide button when the guy was there, and then he instantly turned around. But then he knew that the guy right here is like the guy's gonna run across. He saw him go through. No point in like chasing him. He went to where the guy will meet. So Berg was going this way. This guy was going this way. He knew they're gonna meet here. Oh, and the guy actually chased him, so he reverses. Okay. So that was a really sketchy fight because the guy actually reversed, which was smart, but Ferg outgunned him. Ooh, that was kind of scary. If the guy had been looking at him.
I just got a nuke. I just freaking got a nuke. It's 12 a.m.
Okay, so right there, I want to look at that really quickly. That was probably one of the closest. If the guy had been looking at him, he'd be dead because he was calling in the thing. Watch. Oh, sorry, I didn't go back far enough. See how he calls it? He's kind of going to the corner for cover, but if that guy had been looking at him, he'd be dead. So it was close, but still worked out.
I just got a nuke. I just freaking got a nuke. It's 12 a.m. I just got a nuke at 12 a.m., dude. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm actually the best.
Technically speaking, if you didn't want to die, that'd be a bad place to call a VTOL. Sorry, the safe food. But he didn't care at this point. It's getting the VTOL, getting the nuke. The game, actually, honestly, I think that's the only option he had because they are losing, so he has to kill him and all that, and he just wants to call the VTOL and everything. So, I mean, that's fine. I'm sure he didn't care about dying at this point. I never get the VTOL. Why does it start doing that? Like going, it's like the accuracy just gone.
I can't believe I got a nuke.
He knows he died right there because he's in spawn.
I clutched up so hard, bro.
And you can see, by the way, the team got the triple cap. Look at the score right now. So they actually just caught up at this point, but they have the triple cap now because of Ferg's nuke.
I got a nuke at 12 a.m., dude.
A nuke is massive, dude. Like, the entire team dies, so your team is going to get at least one cap. Plus, you have the VTOL. So it's like, the other team is not getting any flags at that point.
I only died because I called in my nuke, bro. Are you serious? The only reason I died is because I called in my nuke. That was literally it. I'm so cracked. I'm so cracked.
So, Ferg's channel, make sure to sub. This is my channel. If you guys want to see more videos, let me know. If you guys want to submit your videos and have me analyze them, make sure to join my Discord and send me links to them. It can be good or bad. If you guys just want me to look at it in general, I also want to look at bad gameplays. I'm tempted to take my worst gameplays and say what I could have done better and kind of look at all my mistakes and all that just to help you guys improve, help me improve, all that. And again, if you liked, make sure to drop a like. If you want to see it in the future, make sure to drop a sub so you can see all the future ones. And yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys later. Peace.